What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Nichols YouTube channel. So for this week, we're going to start covering Lost Origins. I originally was thinking about covering stuff for Baltimore Regionals, but I feel like the majority of people who watch this have already heard enough about Baltimore Regionals. We actually won't see the gameplay of Lost Origins this week, just because I'm not testing Lost Origins. I usually don't like to test stuff before a set comes out or before like a regionals event comes out, because I want to start testing it, and then I go to regionals and I start thinking about Lost Origins stuff. But what we'll do this week is so today we'll just go over the cards in Lost Origins, and then Tuesday we'll open some packs, and then Wednesday we'll do my top 5 cards, and then Thursday we'll have we'll do like some early list breakdowns that we've seen from over the weekend. There's been some interesting decks that came out through tournaments like Giratina and Zorg, and like a comfy kind of toolbox deck, which is pretty interesting. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. Cure and VMAXs came out too, which looks pretty cool. So we'll review those decks on Thursday, and then Friday maybe we'll do maybe we'll cover some about regionals. Maybe we'll go over tips and stuff for Baltimore Regionals. Some tips, because it is the first regionals of the 2022-2023 season. But like I said, we're going to cover Lost Origins. We're going to talk about the cards and go into detail on some of them. And like I said on Wednesday, we'll go over my top favorite cards. So today we'll just kind of look at them, because I haven't really looked at all the cards just because I've been so focused on Baltimore. But first off, you have Abomasnow. 50, 160 double edge, pretty bad. Even in GLC, I think it's a bad card. Aerodactyl V, Bite for 40, Rock Crush 120, discard an energy, but 3 is not very nice. I do like this secret full art with all the different Pokemon in the background. It looks pretty cool, like the Rampardos. Was it Teratuga? What was this one? I played this Pokemon in the deck before. Bastion, the Aerodactyl looking thing. I don't know. There's a lot of fossil Pokemon. It's cool that they're all one picture. But Aerodactyl V-Star, Lost Type does 240 for 3. Put the top 3 cards of your deck in the Lost Zone. It'd be pretty cool if those are your opponents. Cards in the Lost Zone, that could be really good. But putting your own cards in the Lost Zone for 3 energy is not that good at all. And then Ancient Star, until this Pokemon leaves play, gains an ability that has the effect your opponent's Pokemon being in play except any Aerodactyl V-Star have no abilities. Now, the thing you have to remember is that it's this Pokemon, so as soon as this Aerodactyl V-Star gets knocked out, then it's not the effect's not on the field anymore, right? So when you're attacking with the Aerodactyl V-Star, you have to make sure you're not attacking with the one that has the effect of this V-Star power, because when it gets knocked out, they have their abilities again. So I like the V-Star power, right? Ancient Star seems pretty cool, and maybe a 1-up just to shut down other V's abilities. But is there enough Pokemon V's abilities that you want to shut down? That's the big question, right? So I do like that it's like a Garbodor kind of effect. Once it's gone, whatever. Sweet to grass, so it should be safe. I don't think there's any of that big of grass attackers right now. 260s, whatever. It pretty much gets knocked out by a lot of the Pokemon that we're going to talk about. So, kind of unfortunate. There's a rainbow artwork. Epalm with the top card of your opponent's deck. You may have your opponent shuffles in their deck. Okay, just seeing. All you can grab, flip a coin into your tails, search it for a number of cards equal to the number of heads, put them into your hand, knock off 50, discard a random card. Okay, so Apom is bad. Aerodust does 30 more damage for each colors in your opponent's active Pokemon Treat Calls. This might be good, maybe in expanded. There's several different mechanics that can increase retreat costs. I'm trying to think of what it is. There's not a Houndoom. Some of the dark Pokemon. Is it Ariados itself? No, that's poison. I don't know. There's a Pokemon that gives high retreat cost, and then there's a Stadium card that gives high retreat cost too. So maybe both those combined could be somewhat okay. You do need a lot of retreat in there. You need 9 to do 280 to one-shot something. So that's a lot. I think that's where it is. If it was 50, then I could see it being good, right? That would be really good, because then you need 5, 6, which is, I think, very doable. But with 30 times, that's kind of where the hold is. 80 poison, who cares? So yeah, like I said, if this was 50, it'd be a really good card. Puppet Offering. Once during your turn, you put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. If you do, put this Pokemon in your Lost Zone. So it's kind of like a VS Seeker, which could be somewhat good, because there's a lot of effects of cards that you want to have so many cards in the Lost Zone. And since this is our first Lost Zone card, all the Lost Zones have this really cool effect around it. So if it has some kind of interaction with the Lost Zone, it has this kind of like pattern around it, which is pretty neat. But I do like that as a VS Seeker. So that's pretty neat. We'll have to look into it more. It probably will be good going forward. The only thing that I don't like about it, it's put this Pokemon in the Lost Zone, discard all the cards attached. Like, if it was like the Shuppet and like maybe a Tool card, and you get like 3 or 4, that's pretty neat. But still, you get a supporter card or your discard pile, which is like a VS Seeker, which is pretty neat. I do like that a lot. Same Bayonet. And the Single Strike Bayonet, Resolute Spite, put a damage counter on this Pokemon, stack this 20 damage for each damage counter you place in this way. Not a good card. It's not played right now, so it's just a character art. So, Barbarical, once again, got the Lost Zone effect. Your opponent puts any prize cards they would take in the Lost Zone instead into their hand. So your opponent puts any prize cards they would take in the Lost Zone instead of their hand. So basically, if you have, I mean, I guess it's somewhat good, right? You get a little disruption. It is just sitting on the field, and I don't know how good it is for your opponent just taking a prize card. Like, is this worth the bench space? Probably not. It's a cool effect, right? They take a prize card, it goes straight to the Lost Zone. It could be maybe good in GLC more of. I think, yeah, this might be seeming a little better, like in fighting GLC, just because like prize cards are so valuable, and when they take a prize card, it goes to Lost Zone. So, yeah, puts any prize cards they would take in the Lost Zone instead of their hand. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's cool. How does it work with like supporter cards and effects of a card? It's like if somebody uses a supporter card to switch it or a training card, like if they use a Sue and Heavy Ball, would that go in the Lost Zone or in their hand? I don't know. Puts any prize card they would take. I mean, it's technically taking a prize card, right? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out eventually. But I like the effect. Might be better in GLC because it's a better one-up, I think, right? Beautify, once you're in turn, you draw, you have 6 cards in your hand. That's pretty cool. We have a grass Pokemon that helps you set up. Too bad it's just like 70. It is a stage 2. I don't know if there's other Beautify that really matters, unfortunately. So, I hit add. I'm going to build a deck of Beautify real quick. Alright, so you have Binacle, Mudslap 10/20, nothing too crazy there. Blitbug, Null 30, nothing game changer here. Bouffalant, Lost Headbutt, 50, put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon in the Lost Zone. This could be really neat. It needs 3 energy. It could be good and expanded with like a Mew box deck, because Mew could copy it with like a D-Valley and a double color synergy or something like that, right? And then you can like destroy a plan, like put energy in Lost Zone, and then you put Crushed Hammers, Enhanced Hammers, and stuff like that. So that might be somewhat cool to do, like a kind of control new variant, because a lot of control decks already do play Mew to copy certain attacks. So like copy Bouffalant to like put energies in the Lost Zone could be really beneficial. So yeah, that could be something good. I don't think it's good in standard, but expanded, it could be really, really good. Once again, maybe in GLC, you need 3 energies though. So like if you play the Porygon Z, maybe, right? Put 3 energies in there, Lost Head, but put just energies in the discard pile. Your opponent doesn't really play that many energies because it's GLC format. Maybe. Bronzong, a Ram 30, gravitational drop 40, does 40 more damage for each color in your opponent's active tree calls. Once again, not that great. Like, you need a lot to take a knockout. Let's see, like 6 would get you 280. So not as bad as the other card where you have 2 Pokemon with the retreat costs. But it needs 3 energies, and yeah, I can't see it happening. Bronzor, Spinning Deck 10, nothing game changer. Carbink, search for 2 item cards you put to your hand that shuffle your deck. Okay, this could be really good. Once again, we're gonna talk about GLC a little bit more. Carbink, because its evolution is good and could be good in GLC, right? Oh no, there's a Carbink break. Can you play break cards in GLC? I think so, right? Let's turn this off real quick because you go Carbink. And then if you look at Carbink Break, Diamond Gift 20 attach 2 energy cards for discard pile to one of your provided Pokemon. So like that could be good, right? But this is a rule box, right? So that you can play breaks. So never mind. Just kidding. That's unfortunate. So it might be good. It might be somewhat good just to get like item cards back. Kind of like a Sableye kind of effect. Not good in standard though, for sure. Maybe GLC. Maybe GLC. There is some like new fighting type Pokemon that like this could help out a lot. So, Cascoon to your opponent's turn for all damage by attacks. If the damage is 60 or less, I don't care about that. Cast form. This is another character art. Looks great. Scorch and the character art. Scorch VMAX. Looks cool that he's just running down the Scorch. Chandelure. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, to your turn, you may discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Now, this is stuff I like. You can play like a very slow, like Chandelure deck, like get multiple Lampents and like, evolve 4 at a time. It's standard. You can play Scoop Up Nets and like pick up the Chandelures and put it back down and stuff like that. And expand, you can play Devolution Spray and hit them all at once. And so you get like discard 12 in one turn, play like Team Rocket's Handiwork or something like that, with like Jirachi in the active. That could be really cool for expanded. I do like that a lot. And just kind of mill through your opponent's deck. I think expanded is so fast though that you're not gonna have a chance to mill your opponent out though. There's a character art of it. Who's this person? I have no idea. Charizard character art, probably worth like $1 million because it's Charizard. Clefable, all your Pokemons take 30 less damage from your opponent's Dragon Pokemon. You can apply more than one Spirit Charm ability at a time. So it would be cool if they could stack, like if Giratina, if Gretnia got a lot of hype, then you could stack Spirit Charm and have like 3 of these out, taking like negative 90 damage. Would be really cool, but unfortunately not that great. Moon Watching Party. Once during your turn, this Pokemon is your active spot. For each of your bench Clefairy, you may search for a deck psychic to attach it to that Clefairy. You can shuffle your deck. What is a Clefable's ability? Moon Impact 90 is not good. This deck does 20 damage for each psychic attached to all of your Pokemon. So you need like 14 energies to take into one shot. Doesn't matter. Comfey, probably one of the best cards to come out of the set. Flowers Selecting. Once during your turn, this Pokemon is your active spot. You may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Put the other card in the Lost Zone. And this is going to be a 4. If you're playing this card, you're going to play 4 of it. It's really good. You do get to put one in your hand, right? Put one in the Lost Zone, which seems bad, but you'll see there's a ton of cards that kind of go off this effect. Like Cramorant. Cramorant is exactly, something that follows this Comfey thing. If you have 4 more cards in your Lost Zone, ignore all energy attacks as Pokemon's attacks. It does 110. So, 4 or more cards in the Lost Zone seems kind of hard, right? Comfey only puts 1 in there, but you can use Comfey multiple times, right? You can Scoop Up Net, you can send up Comfey, and you can have it turn 1, like 110, which doesn't seem, you're like, okay, 110, like that's not very good. But it's a basic Pokemon that's like setting up. And once again, we'll see more what we're talking about when we start looking at the cards, right? So, Cramorant's good. Cresselia, move 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, whatever. I don't care about the card. Crobat V, character art. Crobat V is probably like worth 50 cents now because they keep reprinting it. Darkrai, Pokemon is active sleep. Pitch Black Blade, 130. It's a bad card. Even GLC's a bad card. Delphox V is probably terrible. It's probably the worst V in the set. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and confused. We don't care. Magical Flyer, 120, put 2 energy attached to this Pokemon in the Lost Zone. This deck does 120 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So like 120 to 120 snipe is like very, very bad for 3 energies. Maybe if it was 2 and you put 1 energy in the Lost Zone, then it could be playable. But with 210 HP, you're not going anywhere. It's a very bad card. It's cool, full art, but that's it. Dewgong, Swing Freely, 10. I've flipped a coin of heads for your opponent's next turn for all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon. So maybe a stall deck would be pretty bad, because you can just like boss sort of around it. Flow return, shove an amount of water to this deck. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's bad. It's bad. Even a GLC. I'm trying to like think of GLC, and it's like probably still bad too. Dottler, which falls on Built-Lug, which Dottler did involve somebody else. Barrier attack 30 during your opponent's next turn. The Pokemon takes 30 less damage. Whatever, you're not attacking on Dottler. So, Drapion V, which is probably one of my favorite cards. From the set, it has Wild Style. It's dark. Wild Style is a critical attack. This Pokemon attacks costs 1 less for each of your opponent's Single Strike, Rapid Strike, Fuse Strike Pokemon in play. So that's all 3. We're Single, Rapid, and Fusion. Drapion says, you know what? I don't care about these tags. I'm just going to ignore them. Weak to Dark, so it hits weakness on Mew. So for Fuse Strike Pokemon, if they have 4 in play, you're just swinging and you're just taking knockouts, which is very easy to do with Mew because Mew is going to have like 5, 6 Fusion Strike Pokemon. Dynamic Tail does 180. This attack does 60 damage to one of your opponents, to one of your Pokemon. Whatever, who cares? The big thing about this too is like I know a lot of people are talking about Fusion Strike decks, and I get it. Fusion Strike decks, blah 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 blah. But like, let's see like Rapid Strike decks, right? Like you have, let's say, You know Sobble. If Sobble has, 3 Pokemon in the field, you only need 1 energy to attack with JP on V. You attach a Choice Band on there, or Choice Belt on there, you do 30 more damage. You're doing 220, which knocks out Palkia V on the first turn. So I think this card is very, very good. I think it's getting hyped because of Mew. Don't get me wrong, that's really good, but Inteleon is played everywhere. So if you played against a Inteleon deck and they have like 3 down, you can technically just drop a Drapion, attach a regular energy, and dynamic tail anybody for 190 plus, like I said, choice band or choice belt. You do 30 more damage. You can do 220, which is great. I like this card a lot. Fantastic. I think it's going to be really good. I'm going to be seeing a lot of decks for sure, especially toolbox decks because of just 1 energy. The V-Star, I don't think we really care about. Big Bang Arm does 250. It does 10 less damage for each damage count on this Pokemon. You do 3 energies. Terrible. Hazard Star during your turn. You may make your opponent's active Pokemon paralyzed, poison. During your opponent's pick up, put 3 damage counters on the Pokemon instead of 1. Is a bad ability. Drapion V-Star is terrible. Drapion V is where it's at. I'm just going to say that. Ducklet, okay, 20. Don't care about this. Dustox. Your opponent's Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. During check up, put 8 damage counters on that Pokemon instead of 1. Now, what does that mean? Does this mean for confusion and poison? I need clarification on this. If somebody's watching this and has any idea, because it says during Pokemon checkup, put 8 damage counters on that Pokemon instead of 1. So I get it, like Pokemon checkup, you talk about poison, right? So they take 8, but if they flip confusion and they hit themselves, well, it says instead of 1. So it just means poison. That's what it means. It means poison. We don't care about confusion. So poison, you take 8. And it's probably still bad because it needs 2 energies. So Electric. Ad hoc shock. When you place Pokemon from your hand to evolve on your Pokemon to your turn, if you flip a coin of hands, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So basically, essentially, is it's a worse Raichu. There's a Raichu and expanded that just auto paralyzes. I mean, this one is a flip, and it's you can scoop up and just try to paralyze your opponent. Oh, you know what you could do? You could play Electric with Carbink, right? Hear me out. Maybe we'll build this deck. So you put Carbink. Lucky if I put 2 item cards in your hand, right? So you just put scoop up nets in your hand, right? So you scoop up net, Carbink, put them in your hand, and then you just go for Electric, and you just try to paralyze them over and over again. Because most decks aren't gonna have 6 outs to this, right? They maybe have 1 evolution, right? So they evolve once, and they probably play 2 switch cards, and that's it. And if you have multiple eels down, you just won't deck out, and you'll win. You'll just deck them out, right? Oh man, that seems really good. So we can save this combo like this, and I'm gonna put cards and things that are interesting that people aren't talking about. These 2 together. Oh, that'd be really cool. That'd be really, really good. I think that'd be really nice. I think it'd be really cool. Electrox are you worse than anything? Coil 10. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care about this. The Eel though. Oh man, Eel Electric and Carbink. Oh, this seems busted. Electric Fane. No, okay, I don't care about this. There's this Pokemon, which I have no idea what it is. 210. Enamorous V. I guess it's a Tornadus V person. Guardian Love. Prevent all effects of your opponent's abilities done to each of your Pokemon that has any psychic energy attached to it, except Enamorous V. Blossom Tail 100. Effects of your opponent's abilities. Oh, well. I don't think it matters. Does that matter? I don't think so. I think it's a bad card. Put 2 basic energies from this crowd to your bench Pokemon. Yeah, it seems bad. It's got 3 different artwork, and it's got this person on it. So that's probably worth $1 million. So we've got another Eternatus V card and Eternatus V Max. So just keep reprinting them. For Lynx, 10. This attacks damage inflicted by weakness. Your opponent's attack was a V. 50, so 60. Jet Headbutt 6. Okay, that's good. Finneon. I like this card a lot. I like this card in the pre-release kit, right? You can just attach a water from your hand to one of your Pokemon that swim freely, but it's only the Pokemon that swim freely. Maybe in the future, more Pokemon that swim freely, then it could be good, but right now, there's not any Pokemon that swim freely, so it's not good. I don't think it's good in GLC either. Don't get it twisted. There's other cards that are better than this. Galarian Berserker, like I said, I'm still going to say that Delphox is a worse V, because at least Treasure Rush, this attack does 20 damage for each card in your hand. You could just play this plus Machino or something and just draw a bunch of cards, right? That could be something good, whatever, but you need 14 cards in your hand to do 280, which might be doable, but yeah. You still got Saucer and stuff, so We'll see. Stunfisk gives you a stadium card to play. Discard a stadium. See, your opponent has a stadium play. So if your opponent has a stadium play, discard it and discard 2 energy. Nah, it's not very good. If it was discard a stadium, discard 2 energies, that could be good. But whatever. Rising Store, 20, and like those 15 more damage. Each price card your opponent has taken. See, even this card like is better than Delphox because it like can do more damage at the end of the game. Like it could potentially do like 250 plus 2270 plus choice spell 300. So you need a fighting and a colors on it, but still, I think that card is way better than Delphox. So Ghastly, put 1 damage card on your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay. Gastrodon. Recover discard energy from this Pokemon and heal all damage from it. And Earthquake 170. This attack does 20 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon. So the cool thing about this card is you could play it with like Choice Belt and stuff like that, and make it where if they like try to take a knockout, it doesn't get knocked out, have 10 HP left. The problem is not Choice Belt, Focus Sash. But the problem is Focus Sash thing gets discarded and then you can't recover. And then there's like Zigzagoon and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to work, unfortunately. Gengar, one of my favorite Pokemon. Really cool ability, too. Once during your turn, this Pokemon's in your discard pile. You can put it onto your bench. If you do, put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. Screaming Circle, put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And we're going to save this card, and you'll see why. I mean, look at this character art, first of all. That looks pretty cool. He's just living his best life, right? Yeah, so we're going to save this card. Maybe we don't save that one because it's hard to see. We'll do this one. So there's a holo, a reverse, and then a regular. Yo, let's go. So Giratina V, the poster child of the sets, right? Yeah, everybody's excited for Giratina. Woo, Giratina. Abyss Seeking, look at top 4 cards of your deck, put 2 of them in your hand, put the other cards in the lost zone. Once again, we have ways to get cards in the lost zone very quickly. Shred 160 is not affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. It's saying, you know what, Miltank? I'm sorry, Miltank, you came out and you started swinging, but now we have Shred. And now we just destroyed Miltank decks. And you know what? Pokemon hates decks like Miltank, basically is what they're saying. So, pretty cool first attack. Get the energy in the lost zones. I mean, stuff in the lost zone. It's got like 10 different artworks already. It's got the regular. It's got the full art. It's got the secret rare part worth like $500. And then you get the V-Star. And the V-Star is like where the money is right now. Lost Impact does 280. Now, this is very important because our big two kids of the game right now is Palkia and Arceus. How much HP do they have? Oh, they have 280. Oh, also, Giratina V-Star has 280. And you just do 280. Put 2 damage. The only downside is, well, you put 2 energy attached to your Pokemon in the Lost Zone. Now, it's attached to your Pokemon. It doesn't say to Giratina. So you could pick up Pokemon on the bench or something if you want to. That is something you can do, right? But 280 is pretty good. With the Choice Belt, 310, which then knocks out Mew. So this is a really, really good card. I think Giratina is like, it's hyped, and it's hyped for a reason. I think it's really good. Some people are going to say it's bad, but I think the only downside is you need grass like a colors, which is a lot of different types. But there's a lot of different ways to get energy accelerations on this, and we'll definitely have to talk about it. But the reason why this card is like really good, now outside of just an attack, is the V-Star power. Star Requiem, right? Now this is a power, not an attack, which is very important to notice because it says you can only use attack if you have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. You can't use more than 1 V-Star power in the game. So what does that mean? Well, in one turn, you can use Star Requiem, take a knockout, and take 2 or 3 prize cards, whatever it is, in the active spot. And then you can Lost Impact and take 2 or 3 more prize cards. It's potentially just win the game that way. And I think that's the cool thing about Giratina V-Star is you have the capability of taking 4 prize cards. Like, Dialga's V-Star's like selling point is that you can like use the ability, swing, and it doesn't always take a knockout, and then you get attack again, right? You get another turn. But with Giratina, it definitely accomplishes what Dialga was trying to do. So this card makes it like so much better already, and I think this is like definitely probably one of the best cards in the set. And once again, it's got different artworks already. It's got this super gold one, it's got the rainbow, and it's got the regular. So I think the gold one like looks really cool at the bottom. I like what they did right there. So this is worth a lot of money, but looks really, really cool. I like this card a lot. Giratina, like I said, it's going to be the poster child of the set for sure. Really good card, and we'll talk about more probably on Wednesday. Glastrier. I think this is from the new Pokemon Arceus game. Am I wrong? Maybe not. Freeze down 40. The defeated Pokemon is a base Pokemon. It can't attack your opponent's next turn. The basic, which doesn't look like a basic Pokemon. It definitely looks like an evolution. Wild attack 130. Yeah, pretty bad. Gigar. Okay, Gligar. I said Gigar. Gligar. Blitzcore, flip 4 coins. This attack does 50 damage for each head. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. This was cool in the pre-release. A lot of people are using this in pre-release. It was really cool, really fun. It is bad now, though. It could be maybe good in maybe in GLC. Just because, like, if you flip, 3 heads to do 150, which knocks out a lot of Pokemon. But you have to flip the coins. You have to flip. Gloom, heal 30. Okay. Goomy, tackle 10, melt 30. Okay. Gradient, collect, draw 2, spill out, discard your hand. If you discard 5 more cards in its way, this act does 150 more damage. Yeah, 210. You have to discard 5. Yeah. Yeah, you're not knocking anybody out. They will one-shot you. Hariyama, flip a coin of heads, opponent active Pokemon that paralyzed. Okay, it's not a bad card. Haunter, put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So you have Ghastly puts 1, Haunter puts 3, and then Gengar, but we'll talk about Gengar more a little bit later for sure. Hisuian Arcanine, if you have no cards in your hand, this attack does 150 more damage. So 160, which is okay. It's definitely like Gramble that we've had before that was a Fairy type. The problem with this now and then is, like, you're two-shotting people, and I don't think you have enough options to put your hand down to 0. But I could be wrong. I don't know. It doesn't need 0 energy, just like Gramble did. If you know what I'm talking about, let's just look at it real quick. Let's just pull up Gramble real quick. So we'll turn this off, and then we'll type in Gramble. That's right. No, you needed no energies. No, wait, that's not the right one. Where's it at? Did I pass it? Am I crazy? It was not Gramble at all? I thought it was Gramble. Maybe not. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Yeah. I had it right at first. If you have no cards in your hand, this attack does 130 more damage. So 160. So it still does the same amount, right? But you needed a Fairy Energy, but now you don't need a Fairy Energy. So that's pretty cool. That card was kind of played. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it right now. I guess it's cool because you don't need any energies in your deck. I guess you could just play Capture Energy and then be good to go there. I'm sure somebody will like crack the code and play it. There's a lot of cards in this set. I'm just realizing too. It also has 4 different variations. Oh my goodness! It's got a regular, it's got a reverse, it's got a hollow, and it's got already a trainer supporter thing. He's soon Basculin, but I think somebody will crack the code and make this card good. So. Hisuian Basculin, Upstream Spirits. This attack does 20 damage for each base energy in your discard pile. Then shove all the cards back in your deck. Water Start with 70. I think this card is going to be really, really good in Expanded. Because, like, in Expanded, you can use this as a water deck for, like, Blastoise and stuff like that. You just, like, attach a bunch of energies. Somebody takes a knock on the Pokemon. You set up a Hisuian Basculin. And then you, like, Upstream Spirits. Put, like, 8 back in your deck. And you're doing, like, 160, whatever. That's pretty good. I think it's a good card in Expanded. Or GLC. Water Shot 70 is just discard energy. We don't care about this. We care about Upstream Spirits. I think it's a good backup attack in those decks, right? Hisuian Basculin, I think there's better ones than this one. So, Hisuian Voltorb, and once again, this is still better than Delphox. Tantrum Blast. This attack does 100 damage for each special condition affecting this Pokemon. Now, the crazy thing about this effect, though, like let's say you're confused, you'd have to flip for that. So. The max you can like realistically do is 200 with burn and poison. You could confuse yourself somehow. I don't know how, but you could do 300. But you have to flip for it, so that's scary. You can guarantee the 2. It needs no energy as well, which is like kind of a selling point. So we'll see. Solar Sharp 120. We don't care about that card. Hisuian Goodra, prevent all damage done to each of your base Pokemon that has any metallurgy attached to a bad attack if your opponent's Pokemon V. Yeah, I don't care about this card. Hisuian Goodra, Slip and Trip. 60, your opponent switches one of their active on their bench. I wish it was you. I mean, you still need a Watermelon, which is like hard to do. But Rolling Show 140 during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. It's okay. It's whatever. I think what people are really excited for is Hisuian Goodra V-Star. It has 270 HP, so it's 10 less than our normal V-Stars. But during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 80 less damage from attack. So now, you're not necessarily getting knocked out by Giratina V-Star, which is pretty neat. You have no weakness and no resistance, pretty nice. You do 200 damage, so you're two-shotting, but people are also two-shotting you. And you need a lot of energies. You need water, metal, and color. So I don't know how people are going to power this up. I know people are already playing this deck. I'll have to look at the list and see how they're doing it powered up. Moisture Star, which is a terrible, weird ability name, power. During your turn, you may heal all damage from this Pokemon. You can't use more than V-Star power in a game, so you can just automatically heal it. Pretty neat. No downsides like a discarding or anything like that. But you're making this tanky Goodra guy. And there's other cards that I know that could make it more tankier. I just don't know what they are on top of my head right now. But people are making just tanky Goodra decks right now. You see Growlithe from Burn. Sliggoo takes 50 less damage. I don't care about this. As soon as Zork, at the end of your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon will be knocked out. That's pretty cool. But if it goes to the bench, it doesn't matter. So that's the only part. Hisuian Zork V. Now Zork, it's like always been one of my favorite Pokemons. I've played pretty much every version of Zork. I guess the one I didn't play probably the least of was probably the Zork that was a stage 1 thing. Because I didn't like that card at all. But Void Return, you may switch Pokemon with one of your bench for no energies, which is pretty neat. And Shadow Cyclone does 130, move energies from Pokemon to one of your bench. But what we care about most is Hisuian Zork V-Star. I love this gold one. That's why I had to flip to it. Like, it looks so sick. But we'll talk about the regular one right now. Zork V-Star has Ticking Curse. This attack does 50 damage for each of your Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Now, if 6 Pokemon have damage counters on it, you do 300 damage. Plus Choice Band, you're doing 330. Pretty cool. Your color is not dark. You're weak to fighting, which I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's too many. And of course, you can partner this with Gengar, right? Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in your discard pile, you may put it on your bench. You may put 3 damage counters on this Pokemon. We'll talk more about this later. We'll put a set up here for right now, and we'll just keep going with our life. There's a regular Hisuian Zorua, collect, draw a card, which is good. You have this basic that's going to let you draw cards. But obviously, you don't want this. No, you don't care about Hisuian Zork. It doesn't evolve from there. Don't talk about that, Josh. You're silly. Just kidding. Is there a regular Zork? This one here. So we don't care about that card because this card's not good. So drawing cards cool, but that's it. All right. Anyways, Hunch Crow, Pack 20, Night Cyclone 160. Yep, that's bad. Okay. Hoopa, search deck for Dark Energy, attach 20 Pokemon, and shuffle your deck. Okay, that's bad. Horsey, that's bad. NK30, flip coin of tails. This deck does nothing. That's bad. Call for Family. This could be good if the Malamar is okay. So we'll see what Malamar does later. Jinx. Switch when your opponent's bench Pokemon they're active. Okay, that's pretty bad. Kingdra. Once during your turn, if you basically you can have your opponent shuffle their hand to the deck, or you put your shuffle your hand to the bottom of the deck and draw 4. It's up to you though. Once during your turn, you may have either player shuffle their hand and put it on the bottom of the deck. If that player put any card on the bottom of the deck and you like, then they draw 4 cards. I use this a lot in the pre-release. It was really good. And standard, not so good. GLC, not so good, unfortunately. So, Kamala, this Pokemon is asleep and it's knocked out by damage from attack. Your opponent from your opponent's Pokemon. Your opponent does not take any prize cards. It's bad. It's cool, like kind of gimmick. You do 60, put yourself asleep, and if you don't wake up, whatever. You can play at the stadium that you had to flip 2 coins, so you stay asleep. But you're only doing 60, and they're still knocking out a double colors energy, so it's not good at all. Kyurem V, attach any Water G from your hand to your Pokemon any way you like. That's really, really good. That's really, really strong. Frost Smash does 140. And then Kyurem V Max, once during the turn, you may discard the top card of your deck if it's a Water G attached to one of your Pokemon. But Max Frost is where the money is. You may discard any amount of Water G from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 more damage for each energy you discarded in this way. So, of course, if you discard 3, you're doing 270, which doesn't hit the numbers. Of course, Choice Band will hit the numbers. So, it's kind of up to you. You are a VMAX, though, which is kind of scary because you do give 3 prize cards, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to give it it's okay. It's okay. Kyurem VMAX. And like I said, people are playing it, so we'll talk about later decks for sure. Lampent, flip a coin of heads, discarded G from one of the Pokemon. It's whatever. Landers, 20, Smash and Edge, 130. Okay. Licky, bad card. Lick a Tongue, Drool. Litleo, Burn. Okay about this. Litwick, discard top card of your opponent's deck. Luminion. So it has a Swim Freely attack. 10, it's heads during your opponent's next turn for all dimension effects. Once again, it doesn't matter. We don't care about powering up 1 energy Minions. So, unfortunate. Love Disc. Each player reveals top 2 cards of their deck and then draws those cards. This was good in the pre-release, not so good afterwards. Machamp is probably game-changing in GLC, not so much in Standard. If your opponent has 3 or fewer price cards remaining, this Pokemon gets 150 more HP, which means that's 300 HP in a format where your opponent's Pokemons don't do that much, right? Strong Arm Lariat does 100. You may do 100 more damage if you do during your next turn. This Pokemon can't attack. Doing 200 damage to one-shot somebody seems really, really good. And then you have this 300 HP Machamp. And also, not only that, there is a Machoke that's really good that has bench barrier for GLC. Let's look up that real quick. Apply. Let's look up Machoke. It's right here. So it has Daunting Pose, prevent all damage to your bench Pokemon by your opponent's attacks. Your opponent's Pokemon abilities can't put damage counters on your bench Pokemon. So that's pretty good. So like opponent's attacks and abilities can't put damage on your bench Pokemon. So that's really cool. There's probably a good Machamp. So we have a good Machoke. Now we have a good Machamp. So I definitely think we'll see Machamp coming forward in GLC. If you are a fan of GLC, just going to point that out for you guys. Yeah, so make sure you know about the Machoke. Make sure you know about the Machamp. I think with those 2 cards combined, you have a really, really good fighting deck. I think fighting is finally in a good spot. You have the card bank now that can get back item cards and help set up and stuff like that if need be. So yeah, I think fighting is going to be in an okay spot. There's new Machoke, Strength, Size Dogs, doesn't matter. Punch. I do like how this one's clay. That's pretty much it. There's a Macargo. Flare does 30. Lost Volcano does 220. Put all damage from this Pokemon in the Lost Zone. The only problem is you're only doing 220, which is not enough for anything. Magearna, Gear Cutter 20. Wind Up Beam 60. That's a Pokemon. That's pretty bad. Magnezone V has Magnetic Tension. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active. This attack does 4 damage to that Pokemon. Who cares? Splitting Beam 90 does 32 to your opponent's bench Pokemon. Then you have Magnezone V-Star. So it's kind of okay because you can search check for 82 item cards, right? 180, put 2 item cards in your hand. But yeah, I just see it more like a gimmick. I don't think it's gonna be that good. And Electro Star does 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I guess like 90 plus 180 is 270 plus choice. Could take knockouts on Pokemon. You're Lightning, so like hypothetically, you should like theoretically have an okay Palkia matchup, right? So that's good. We can't one-shot an Arceus V-Star or regular V. So I don't know. I think you're struggling against Arceus is the problem here. So you can probably set up like a double play where you Electro Star plus Magnetic Grip. But like most Magnetic Grips, you need a DTE unless you're playing Arceus yourself. Then you put 3 digits on Magnezone V-Star. I don't know. Makuta, Fake Out, Paralyze, Malamar. So this is the Malamar we're talking about because you have the NK that can like get multiple Pokemon out. Synchrokinesis. Each player reveals their hand. If a card in your opponent's hand has the same name as a card in your hand, oh my gosh, that's so terrible. Like what? You just hope to hit Juniper or Boss Sword or something? Manectric. 160 of its tool card. This is cool because it's kind of a throwback to Manectric EX. So, but besides that, nah, who cares? Mawile, you take 90 more damage. Who cares? Medicham, search check for 2 fighting energies, attach them to your bench Pokemon any way you like. So this could be somewhat set up in GLC, right? Because you like search for fighting Pokemon or fighting energy. The problem is you need to hit this pretty early. If not, like 110 is not a lot of HP, but you can power up different fighting Pokemon with Medicham. So maybe Medicham is the way you accelerate fighting energies now. No, these is single fighting energy, so it could be good. Metatype from Coin of Head Tails does nothing. Mew VMAX has got a black and gold artwork. I really wish that they would stop doing this, or if they are going to do it, let's make black and gold versions of the regular V. I would love to play this card with a regular Mew V if it was black and gold. It looks really ugly to put this on top of a purple card, right? You see what I'm saying? So I wish we'd get black and gold of the regular Vs. And I'm fine if they get rid of like rainbow arts and have this instead. Just give me the Vs that are black and gold. Then I would play everything black and gold because that looks really, really cool. Mienfu, we don't care about this card. Mien Shao, that's really bad too. Mimikyu, Confuse. This attack does 10 damage for each damage counter on all of your opponent's Pokemon. Ooh. That could be somewhat spicy, but, nah. You need a lot of damage counters on the field. It's the only thing nowadays. Pound, 20, Tricky Slap, 90, Rock. Who cares? Murkrow, 10 to 30. That's bad. Nuzleaf, we're switching. Oddish or Ramen. Orbeetle, when you play this Pokemon from your hand, devolve one of your Pokemon. During your turn, you may attach up to 3 each card from your opponent's discard pile to your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. Okay, whatever. Character art Orbeetle. Character art Orbeetle V Max. This thing is massive. Okay. Paris Absorb. Paris Sect. Both Poison Asleep. Okay. Character art Phantom Hook. Okay. Pidgeot V. Flight Surf does 80. If you have a stadium card plays, it does 80 more damage. Needs 3 energies. Pretty vanilla. Once during your turn, this Pokemon is on your bench. You may shuffle out all cards attached into your deck. So there's not a Pidgeot V Max. There's just Pidgeot V. I guess it's cool if you can survive a hit. You put a big charm on it. It has 240, which I mean still gets knocked out by Giratina, which is the only downside. It does do 160 for 3, so it's better than Delphox still. New Pikachu. This Pokemon has any energy attached to it. Has no tree cost. Whimsy Tackle. That's pretty bad. Another Pikachu. We reprinted Pikachu V. We reprinted Pikachu V Max. We gave Pikachu V Max the gold in black version. Okay. Politoed. There's a Poliwag on your bench. Attack the 6 more damage. Poliwag on your bench. 90. Poliwag. Oh my goodness. Does this all stack? If Poliwag is on your bench, attack does 60 more damage. If Poliwhirl is on your bench, attack does 90 more damage. Like, does it all stack? Can you stack all these together? That's my question. If you can, then that's really good. Like, if you have Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Poliwrath, does it stack to do 280? That seems pretty good if it stacks that way. So, you definitely one of each one, though. So, I don't know. If it stacks, then it could be really good. Poliwag, flip a coin of 10. Hey. Poliwhirl, 30, double smash, okay. Poliwrath is fighting type. Split Spiral Punch, 60. Okay, so the only good card is literally the Politoed. I'll have to look to see if that happens. Can you stack? Does it stack? Porygon, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put them in the order. Porygon 2, this deck does 20 damage for each Pokemon tool card in the loss zone, both yours and your opponent's. It's really bad. Porygon Z, devolve one of your opponent's evolved Pokemon, remove any number of evolution cards from it. Your opponent shuffle those cards back into their deck. So you're just de-evolving, which is bad. Why is the Porygon 2 the only one that's a Lost Zone card? That doesn't make any sense to me. What the heck? Oh well. Pyroar, Dura Pokemon Checkup, put 4 damage counters upon its burn instead of 2. Fire Fang, 98 burn. Okay. Radiant Gardevoir. Very interesting card. All your Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks your Pokemon V. Once again, this goes with Goodra, and now they're minus 100, right? Because it did 80. Got a lot of Radiant Pokemon. Radiant, Hisuian, Sneasler. Checkup would take 2 more damage. There's a lot of, like, plus more damage checkups. Poison Drive, 90, and they're poisoned. Radiant Steelix. Attach 2 Metal Energy from this pile to this Pokemon, and Destructive Finish, 60, discard main cards. Discard cards from the top of your deck until only 1 card remains. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy card you discarded in this way. So, like, if you have, like, needs... Oh, man, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, I don't know. There's no... This card's not good anywhere, unfortunately. You can't play in GLC because that's a Roblox, so it's bad all around. Another Paralyzation attack. 220 if it's a V-Star power in play. Relicanth. Get back energies. That's bad. Rhydon. Bad. Rhyhorn. Bad. Rhyperior. Discard the top card of your deck. If that card is an energy card, this actually will 100 more damage. And attach that to this Pokemon. Rocky Tackle does 180. I mean, it is a 190 stage 2. But Weak to Grass is pretty bad. I'm going to say no in GLC. Rockruff, draw 2. We're kick 30. Okay. Roselia. We have better Roselias. Rosary. We have better Rosaries. I'm not going to read that card. Rotom V. Okay. What's your turn? You may draw 3 cards. If you use ability, your turn ends. Okay. Scrap short. 40. Put 80 number tool cards from your discard pile on the wall. So this deck does 40 damage each. Okay. I mean, you have to put a lot of energy. So it's either this or Delphox is the worst ones. I don't know which one's worse. I mean, these powers up your Lost Zone, so you can do cooler stuff. So, Rotom V. And we got Rotom V. So we got 3 different artworks of Rotom V going on here. Sableye, one of the good Lost Zone cards. Scratch, does 20. We don't care about that. Lost Mine. You can only use attack if you have 10 or more cards in your Lost Zone. Put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. Any way you like. So you just spread the love. You can only use the Psychic Energy. This combines well with the Cramorant, with Comfy. You can see how there's like a little toolbox deck. Your guy's doing 110, just kind of pinging damage everywhere, right? Like 110 here, 110, 110, whatever. And then Sableye comes up and just like, oh, boom, we're going to put 12 damage counters. Your opponent's only taking 1 prize card, so who cares? So I think this is really good. And then, of course, you can sneak in like a Radiant Charizard in there and like play a Fire Energy. And then you just like start taking huge knockouts for your last prize card or something. I think the combo worked well. I think it's good, really good. It's a single prize deck. That should be fun. Will it be super good? I don't know. There's cards that I'm scared of to play these basic Pokemon decks now. Seadra, this is Swim Freely. This is probably the best Swim Freely card we have. It does 20 damage to each opponent's Pokemon for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. It's standard, it's bad, but at pre-release it was good. GLC, there's better cards. So, Seedot, 10, Hail 20. Seal, Headbutt 10, Rain Splash 20. Viper, 60, so it's one of your bench dark Pokemon. There's Shellos, does 10, Surf 30. Shiftry, so it's one of your opponents up with their bench. And Tearing Gust, 210. Put this Pokemon on cards attached to it and lost it. So I think this is probably the okay-ish one for sure. Just because like it does 210, which is a lot of damage. You do have to put it back on the Lost Zone, which is scary. So Shuppet, Tongue Slap, 30. Silicoon, can't attack. Scoovit, okay. Slugma, okay. Snorlax, prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Thumping Snore, 180, and we're doing, yeah, that's not good. Snover, Corkscrew, 10. Icicle Missile, 60. Spectrier. Night Footsteps, choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and put 2 damage counters. Wait, this is like, oh, I know these Pokemon cards. I'm silly. Wait, do these evolve into Calyxes? What are these Pokemon? Are these ones that evolve into Ice Rider and Shadow Rider? I'm just confused. I am so confused right now. Spectrier, Night Footsteps, put 2 damage on your opponent's Pokemon, but okay, whatever. Phaeton, whatever. Okay. Spinarak, not good. Spear Tomb, this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from attack. Your opponent's Pokemon shuffle search deck for Iron Guard. Okay. Yeah, that's whatever. I don't think it's that good, right? If this Pokemon's knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, search deck for a card and put it into your hand. So you're just like finding a card. And you do 10 plus 60 for each Spear Tube in your discard pile. So you have 4 in there, you do 250. You can play Ditto. So you can play Ditto with Spinarak or Spirit Tomb. I don't know. I think there's better single prize gimmicks. Stone Journey, put 2 energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon. Okay. Could this be better? No, the other one's searching your deck. This one's from your hand. The Mien Shell is what I'm trying to think. I don't know. Sudowoodo, Joust, 20. Inbound, 50. Okay, whatever. Swanna, 20 asleep. Air Slash, 130. Torkoal, Stampede, 30. Flamethrower, 130. Okay, that's pretty bad. Trevenant. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from opponent's Pokemon V, your opponent's Pokemon can't take any prize cards from it. I wish this didn't need 3 energies, but if it did need 3 energies, it'd be really busted. So, Tynamo. Search for lightning or villain, put into your hand and shuffle your deck. Ooh, okay. So this is a Tynamo we got to work with. Is there other Tynamos in Standard? We'll have to look at that and see later. There's new Vileplume, but it's not locking. 50. Allergy Storm, 90. Flip a coin of heads. Your opponent's next turn, they can't play any sport cards from your hand. If tails, your opponent can't. They can't play item cards. It's upsetting that you need 3 energies to use this, because it makes it unplayable, pretty much. It gives the gimmick of item locking that it usually has, but it's not item locking, right? 1 Pearl, 10, Creepy Crawly Congregation. Whatever. And that's the last one. There's a lot of Pokemon to talk about, a lot of here, whatever. A lot of Pokemon. A lot of Pokemon, for sure. A lot of Pokemon. There's some big ones in here that we'll talk about more on Wednesday, but let's go to trainer cards real quick. Because we do have trainers, and I don't know if we have energies or not, but let's go to Lost Origins. We do have some cool ones in here. Adventure Discovery got a full art. Arc Phone, look at the top card of your deck. You may switch the card with a face down price card. Who cares? Arazu. Search deck 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have removal locks or put them in your hand. This could be good if you are playing a bunch of evolution cards, right? Is it worth playing a supporter card? Probably not. It's got, oh my goodness, how many cards does it have? It has a regular, reverse, full art, and rainbow. We got a full art boss order, another one, okay. Box of Disaster. If the Pokemon V this card is attached to its full HP is knocked out by damage from an attack, your opponent's Pokemon put 8 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. We don't care about that card. Collapse Stadium got a gold art. Chorus Experiment. So this is like part of the Lost Zone engine. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Put 3 of them in your hand. Put the other 2 in the Lost Zone. Once again, we can like ramp up this real quick. We got Comfy, Chorus Experiment. You can get like cards in there very quickly in the Lost Zone and make it where turn 2 Giratina is doing that ability to take a price card or take a knockout, right? Once again, it's got a. Oh my gosh, I hit add. It's got a regular, it's got a reverse, it's got a full art, and it's got a rainbow wear. Oh my goodness, we got a full art cook now. Just what we needed. Damage pump. Okay, so we need to grab this card, and I'll show you why later. Get out of here. Move 2 damage counters from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon any way you like. Pretty neat. You can move damage counters. So it's move 2 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to your other Pokemon any way you like. So that's a big deal, and you'll see why. Dark Patch got a gold. Looks like a Band-Aid. Looks like a Band-Aid. Fantina. You only have 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone. During your opponent's next turn, all your Pokemon take 120 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. So, could you play this in Goodra? That's the question. If you can play some kind of Goodra engine with this. So you can play like Comfy, get them in the Lost Zone, plus, Chorus, get them in the Lost Zone, and then you get Fantina, and then you can make it retake 120 plus the 80, and then plus the Gardevoir. Yeah, your guy becomes super tanky then. Once again, we'll talk about more later. Once again, it got so many different artworks. It's got the regular, it's got the reverse, it's got the full art, and it's got the rainbow rare. My goodness. Iskon, draw 2. If your Pokemon has Hisuian in his name, draw 2. That's pretty bad, but once again, it's got the full combo of let's get everything in there. Kabu got a full art. Lady, search deck for 4 basic energies, put in your hand. Once again, it's got the full package again. Lake Acuity, all Pokemon with water or fighting energy attached to them, both your opponent take 20 less damage. So once again, I think Goodra needs water? Is it water? Let's see here. It does need water. So it's another card that you can put to take 20 less damage. So you can do this card. Hold on, let's see what we can do real quick. We can do Fantana. So many nerfs. Lost City, I think, is a really, really good card. I like this card a lot. It makes me scared to play these single prize card decks. Whenever a Pokemon, either yours or your opponent's, is knocked out, put that Pokemon in the Lost Zone instead of discard pile. Like, let's say Radiant Charizard decks. If Charizard gets knocked out and this is in play, goes in the Lost Zone. So that's kind of scary. It's kind of cool too because it punishes those decks that play like the one-up Pokemon. Like, let's say you play against like your Mew and your opponent plays one Drapion and you lost it and knock out the Drapion, then they can't get it back. And then you're just like, all right, cool, I knocked out a 2-pricer. What are you going to do now? It's pretty neat. I like this card a lot. What's going to be another card that can put lost cards in the Lost Zone, Lost Vacuum. You only use this card to put another card from your hand in the Lost Zone. Choose a tool card attached to any Pokemon or any stadium in play. They put it in the Lost Zone, so they basically get rid of tool cards and stadium cards. So it's got a gold artwork. Mirage Gate. I think this is what makes the Lost Zone Pokemon really good. You can only you have 7 more cards in the Lost Zone. Search your deck for 2 basic energies of different types and attach them to your Pokemon anyway you like. Then shuffle your deck. Now, the big thing here is to any Pokemon you like. If it said only Lost Zone Pokemon, I mean, it would still be good because Giratina is a Lost Zone Pokemon, so that's good. But this makes it where you're able to play like Goodra. You can play any kind of deck with the Comfy Engine, which is pretty nice. You can use the Comfy Energy plus the Colress and stuff like that, then start Mirage Gating, put 2 energies attached to a Pokemon. I think you're going to have like some really cool combos that we don't know about that Mirage Gate could partner with, because it goes to any Pokemon, not just a Lost Zone Pokemon. So that's a big thing to talk about for sure. Misfortune Sisters, look at the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Discard any item cards you found there, and shuffle back in the deck. Once again, it's got the full combo. Nessa got a full art. Opal got a full art. Panic Mask, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon. This card is attached to by attacks to your opponent's Pokemon that have 40 HP or remaining. Okay. Riley, reveal the top 5 of your cards of your deck. Your opponents choose 2. Discard the choice cards. Okay, whatever. Thornton, choose a base Pokemon you discard pile. It's switchable in your base Pokemon to play. I like this card a lot. I played a lot I actually pulled one and I played it in the pre-release because it was pretty neat. It's kind of like Ninja Boy, right? Base Pokemon discard pile, switch to a base Pokemon to play. And so you kind of just like abuse like your discard pile if you want to. You have that one Pokemon that's really good in certain matchups, so you can just throw it back out and be good to go. So, all right, it got the full combo too. Oh my gosh, it did. There's so many training cards because they got the full art, rainbow, reverse, and regular. Toolbox. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Draw 2 cards and put in your hand. Discard one when you reach Pokemon. Okay, that's pretty neat, actually. Why is there not? Where's my regular at? Oh, there's not a regular. Okay, no regular version of this one. Discard 1 of your bench V and all cards attached. That's pretty cool. Like, okay, this guy's about to get knocked out. Let's go. Let's discard him. Yo, look at this full art. Who is this guy? First of all, he looks sick. Is he from Legend of Arceus? I can't remember him somewhere. Is he the real bad guy? Is he the bad guy? No, that's somebody else. I don't know who that is. Wind Up Arm. This Pokemon can be asleep and paralyzed. Okay, and that's it. So the Lost Zone stuff is pretty cool. I like it a lot. There's a lot to dissect in this video. Gift Energy. This Pokemon's card is attached to is knocked out. You already have 7 cards in your hand. Pretty cool. There's a lot to dissect here. We'll look at Goodra one more time. Goodra. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So, there's a couple things to talk about here real quick. The Gengar, you put on your bench, put 3 damage counters on it. Then you can move the damage counters with Damage Pump, which can then activate your Hisuian Zork because your Pokemon have damage on it. So, once you, double Gengar, and then you move 2. So, that's 2, and then you have the 2 of each. So, that does 2. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can get all 6 Pokemon and play with 2 Damage Pump and 2 Gengars. Everybody can get a damage counter on it. Right? Because the 2 Gengars pop out, they put 3 on them. And then you move the 2 to 1 to each Pokemon, which makes it where Hisuian Zork has 260, but then you're doing 300 damage for DTE. And of course, minus 20, 280. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll definitely talk about the card some. Goodra's good. You take 80 less damage. Plus, Lake Asuti. Takes 20 less, so 100. Plus the Gardevoir. We gotta grab the Gardevoir. Don't forget the Gardevoir. Gotta get the Radiant Gardevoir. Takes 20 less damage. And of course, you can play the Comfy package, and then you can start pairing the attack up pretty quickly. So I like that a lot. You have a really good attacker that can abuse the Lost Zone engine stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for sure. And this is a very long video. If you stayed around and listened to me ramble about the Lost Origin set, thank you. Like I said, this week we'll open some packs. We'll talk about my top 5 favorite cards. If you're still listening, then it might be a repeat of it today, but I don't think a lot of people are going to stay for a whole hour to listen to me talk about the set. If you are still here, say that you're here. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something new. If there's something I missed, let me know. And I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty.